Today is the first class in the New Year series that I like to do. So I will be teaching today on New Year's Eve, tomorrow on New Year's Day, and then Saturday and Sunday over the weekend. And it's an invitation to end well and begin well. And we very often spend the New Year's time period looking ahead, which we will do, and thinking ahead. But taking a moment today before we do that to end well and to honor what has come before, because I find this very grounding and helpful as you think about how you might want to move ahead. I like to approach the moving ahead more as intentions rather than goals. And I do a lot of work in my coaching practice around this, and I like to weave it into yoga as well. Because those of you who have been on a retreat or worked with me know that when you are relaxed and in your parasympathetics, you have access to a lot more knowledge and inner clarity than you have potentially in other spaces. And so that is the invitation of this class, is to get to know who you are and what you really want and what really is authentic for you, and deciding where you might like to, what you might like to move towards in the year ahead. We very often like to move away from things, but we don't know where we're headed. And so the invitation of this is to learn a bit more about yourself and learn about where you're headed. So for today's class, which is the End Well class, taking a moment to arrive on your mat, letting your sit bones settle into the earth and grow tall on purpose, reaching the crown of your head to the sky. And taking in a breath, pouring the breath in all the way to the big toe and the little toe, and all the way out the other way, releasing, letting go. And just simply notice how you feel this morning on this final day of 2025, which has been an interesting year. And while it has held a lot of disappointments and wild, crazy rides, it likely also held some beautiful learnings and some wisdom. And as we end well, my invitation today is to honor that wisdom, thinking about what went well in this year. And notice if you'd like your palms up or palms down. Where did you land naturally? And as you invite these questions, what feels more comfortable to you? What went well in this year of 2025? Allowing yourself some time to notice and enjoy those things that went well. And that's a broad question. And so not worrying, whatever comes up is fine. There'll be other ways of looking at the year and other things that will come up with different ideas. And notice here, if you want to bring your hands to heart, the next invitation is, what did you do well this year? What are some things that you did well? Maybe there are things you always do well. Maybe there are new things you tried. Maybe those are things you stopped doing. But what did you do well, that felt well, that turned out in a way that felt good? Not what other people think you did well, but what you think you did well. And letting this be an invitation towards strengths-based learning and living, noticing the things that you do well and leaning into those to help you evolve and align towards the human being that you might like to be in the coming year, which is still you. It's just a variation of you. We often have these huge glamorous ideas of shift. And what if they're just a slight modification? Knowing what you do well is a beautiful invitation to modify from there. And Rachel Naomi Remen has some questions that I think apply beautifully to this idea of ending well. And so she asks, what surprised you? And an invitation to consider what during this year surprised you. And an invitation to lean towards the positive surprises. Our brain automatically notices the negative surprises. But what perhaps turned out better than you thought it would, or was more exciting, or was better than you expected? Or a surprising gift? My toddler grandson calls gifts surprises, and I love this idea of thinking of all the surprises as gifts. What surprised you in this past year? Mm-hmm. Letting those things sit and land and become a part of you. And then asking yourself what inspired you over the past year. What things that happened or you did or someone else did even that inspired you. As simply a clue to the things that make you feel alive and inspire you. A clue to what you might like to have more of in your life. And again, just a soft invitation to notice, to get to know yourself a bit better. Many of us as high achieving women have forgotten who we are and what inspires us and what surprises us and what lights us up. And letting this reflection be simply an invitation. And then asking yourself what touched your heart in this year. In a kind and gentle way. It might be a tiny thing that touched your heart. And what did it feel like to have that heart touched? And to let the invitation of what inspired you and what surprised you and touched your heart be a clue to things that you genuinely love and like and who you are. Getting at your inner spirit and what makes you you. And taking a moment to honor that all those things happened in this year as well. And we'll bring our hands together, just creating a little heat and warmth and energy. Bring the thumbs to your sternum and your finger pads, each one together, one at a time. Palms pressing against each other, creating some tension and energy, and elbows out wide. Take in a big deep breath, pour it down in through your heart, down into your toes, and out the other way. And set your intention or your wish or your aspiration simply for today. Is there anything that you would like to remember from the year or carry forward? Any lessons or learnings or wisdom? Any sparks of light or positivity or energy to honor that they happened? And might you want to move forward with more of them or more of a focus on them? Any invitations from surprising and inspiring and touching your heart and what you did well or what went well? Anything in there? Anything from your strengths that you would like to honor, reflect on, experience, or enjoy as you practice this morning? Maybe it's simply letting your mind's eye reflect on these questions as you move through the day, giving yourself plenty of space and time to consider them, to experience the answers, to let them float in and float out without having to do anything about them. And when you feel complete, you can lower your hands and open your eyes and just have a wiggle and a shimmy, letting the movement and energy wake up. And we'll shrug our shoulders up to our ears. Draw your occiput into the shoulders and squeeze. Enjoy a massage, an occipital massage, a shoulder massage, noticing what you can do for yourself and how good this feels. Lower your shoulders, exhale, and settle in to your seat for a moment. Grow as tall as you can. Notice your root growing downward and your spine and the crown of your head rising up towards the sky. Notice your heart light. And we'll reach our arms up to the sky. Right thumb and middle finger grab the left wrist. Grow as tall as you can. Shimmy your side body, lengthen it, lengthen it, lengthen it. Take a huge inhale as you reach up. Exhale, tip rightward. Your right ear will land in the right upper arm and stretch and lengthen the left side body. Lengthening your fingers, creating space in the tiniest nooks and crannies, filling them with breath and kindness. And maybe just thinking about some of those questions. Is there anything else that inspired you or felt good or touched your heart? Inhale, coming back to center, switching your hands. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, grow tall. Transitioning with care. Exhale, tip leftward. Send your right hip down. Lengthen your right line of your body all the way to your fingertips. And enjoy that stretch. Growing, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Coming back upright, opening your arms out wide. Let your palms face forward and pinch your scapula and release them. And once more, pinch them and release them. Create a huge beach ball in front. Suck your navel all the way back, round your spine. Enjoy every tiny little muscle fiber that stretches here. Exhale, opening up your arms, let your heart shine forward. Connecting with that heart space and the idea of things touching your heart. Scooping in all the things that touched your heart, inspired you, surprised you. And opening your arms out, making room for more of that in your life without the fear that something might go wrong. With your arms out and back, we'll take a snow angel or two, unsticking your scapula and anything that might feel sticky. Enjoying the arms, huge snow sand angels, wherever you might be. And with your hands at the top, drop your right hand, right fist or flat palm into the earth and reach the left side body. Bend your right elbow. Let this be a huge round fold stretch. Lots of roundness. Pressing into the right hand and switch sides. Bend the left elbow, left fist on the earth. Reach the right arm over, rounding the entire right side body. Let it feel amazing. Growing up tall. Once again, exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, grow tall as you can. Exhale, twist left. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Plant your fist. Inhale, grow tall. Creating space. Exhale, ring it out over that left shoulder, twisting a little bit more, letting it feel good. Perhaps pulling on the left knee a little bit and twisting. Let it be an inside massage. Inhale, growing tall. And exhale, ring, ring, ring. Enjoy it. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist all the way to the right side gently. Don't overdo it. Left hand lands on the right knee. Plant your fist. Inhale, grow tall. Fill every nook and cranny with breath. And maybe the things that feel good. Exhale, blow it out over that right shoulder. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, massage your insides. Once more, inhale, grow as tall as you can, creating space. Exhale, massage, twist. Reaching your arms up to the sky. Twist back to center, reaching your arms out, lower them down to the floor, and you're going to stretch your legs long, move the flesh of your seat without judgment, and your legs will be as straight as feels okay for you. Plant your hands on your thighs, notice your feet, flex your ankles, and spread your toes wide, enjoying that subtle shift, and release your toes, and stretch your toes wide, and release your toes. As you stretch them, I like to think of this idea of surprise. It's a little surprising, the energy shifts that come from the toes. Relax your toes, point your toes, use your belly here to sit up nice and tall, toes pointing in one direction, head reaching to the sky. Let the energy move through your shins. Relax, flex your ankles. Toes come towards your knees. A lot of energy will shift in the backs of your legs. Let it move. A practice of allowing. Relax your ankles and hinge forward at the waist. Slide your hands down your knees to your shins and let that energy move. Let your heart here shine forward and take in a big breath, pouring it down through any tightness. Exhale, slide forward a little bit more. Let yourself enjoy it. You might round a bit here, closing eyes. And simply reflecting on this year. Again, what inspired you? What surprised you? What touched your heart? Maybe even what did you love? And let whatever of those questions feels good percolate up to the top, and whatever answer floats through. As your parasympathetic nervous system upregulates with the breath and you're more in touch with it, different things will pop in, things perhaps from the year that you have not remembered. Hinge forward a little bit more, round your head and neck a little bit more, and allow that energy to move. Noticing the stretch, noticing the shifts, and noticing your innate desire to control it. Send the breath in and allowing things to be as they are. And allowing the space to come in with the breath, tiny little bits of space and movement. Sliding back up through the shins to the knees and opening your legs wide. You're going to come to a wide angle pose. Find your sit bones and your root once again. Connecting down in with your sit bones as to what makes you you. That's the root. And you'll inhale, growing tall, creating space for shifts. We don't make shifts when we're all constricted. And so creating space with appreciation and gratitude and noticing allows that room for shifts. Taking in a huge deep breath, sitting up even taller. Your legs will activate, your heels will activate, letting your ankles, everything be active, growing as tall as you can. With the breath, exhale, walk your hands forward, hinge at the waist, flat back, slide those hands forward, release your head and neck, and let the energy shift in the backs of the legs here. Point your toes. Noticing the subtle shift is actually a pretty big shift in the energetics of the body. Flex your ankles, enjoy the energy, and slide up. We're going to bend our knees, bring them forward into butterfly pose. Hug your heels in and flap your wings. Open up your inner thighs, let it feel good. Find your root and grow as absolutely tall as you can, wrapping elbows around your chest with kindness, practicing non-judgment, closing eyes, and thinking for a moment about some of the things you did well as you sit tall. Knowing that for many of us, that's an edgy question. We want to notice all the things we could do better. But what did you do well? And what of that might you want to carry forth? What are your superpowers? flapping your wings, closing your eyes, yet sit up taller. Grow as tall as you can. Fill your chest with breath. Grow tall, 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 tall. Huge breath in, hugging your heels a little bit farther towards you. Everything is actually engaged. Exhale, let it out. And you'll release your hands, stretch your legs long, and come into hands and knees. If you need a blanket for your knees, grab that. Widen your knees. Let your knees be under your hips. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale for cow pose, being kind to your lower back. Let your heart shine forward. Exhale, round. Suck your navel all the way up to the sky. Inhale for a delicious cow pose, letting your heart shine forward, connecting with the heart space here and what touched your heart. Curling back up, you're hiding your heart here, but tucking in that knowledge or tucking in just whatever feels good about your heart and what touched your heart. You don't have to share it with anybody, just letting yourself see it. It might be an unusual thing that you didn't even notice until you came to your mat and breathed and thought about it. Do 2 more cat-cows and let them be just for you. Let your belly move, engaging your core. Coming back to tabletop, find steady. You're going to extend your right leg long onto your tippy toe. Ensure that your wrists are taken good care of, and spread your fingers wide. Press the palms into the earth. Inhale, raise that right leg up to hip height, a little bit below, not high. Don't arch your lower back. And take a moment here to find steady. Take a moment to find your belly and have it be parallel to the floor. Setting yourself up for success. Taking an inhale and exhale, reach that left hand long. Pause here in the balance pose. Noticing the equal forces, softening in, not gripping, rolling wrists and fingers, and considering again the strengths of the year. What worked? What felt good? What went well? Even though you're balanced, huge breath in, stretch long, 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 engage everything, including your right glute. Exhale, bring your elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, stretch really long. If you want to stay tabletop or stay still, do that. Exhale, bring it together. Inhale, stretch long. And do that one more time if it feels good to your belly and your back. Lower your left hand, lower your right toes, drop your right heel and reach that right arm up to the sky. Roll your right wrist out, being kind. Root the outer edge of the right foot into the earth. Reach your right arm over your right ear. Stretch long in every direction, creating space in the nooks and crannies. Enjoy your waist here. Let your neck be light. Notice if you're holding things. Press the top of the left foot into the earth and you'll raise your right leg up, coming into a balance pose. And here, once again, noticing what you're doing well, what works for balance, what is strong. Lowering your right foot, reach your right arm to the sky. Bring your right hand into your right hip, waist, and draw that right shoulder back, gaze up. Enjoy a chest opener. Let your heart shine up. Thinking about what touched your heart, what you've learned about yourself from what touched your heart. Honoring today as it is. Reach your right arm back up and come back to tabletop and waggle your hips. Getting out any kinks in your knees. Shoot your right hip forward and gaze over your right shoulder, coming into a little bit of a sass move. Enjoy the stretch. And then switch sides. Gaze over the left shoulder, draw your left hip forward. Come back to center, draw your right hip forward over the right shoulder. Moving slow. Coming back to center and looking the other way. Coming back to tabletop, lower down onto your forearms, come into puppy pose. Shoot your hips up to the sky. Your forehead will land on the earth. Curl your back toes. Reach your arms a little bit farther forward, stretching your waist, your hips, your armpits. Send the breath into all of the chest, noticing any tight spots, any pressure. And bathing yourself however you are today with kindness. Noticing also how we're all still here at the end of this year, and for the most part, intact. Once again, thinking about what we did well, what got us here, what we are especially good at. I love the question about what's your superpower? We often notice what we have to work on, but what are you really good at? What was your superpower this year? And what clues does that have about what you love? Coming back up to tabletop, you're going to stretch your left leg long. Pause here. Even your hips out. Flatten them to be parallel to the floor. When you're ready, raise your left leg to hip height, but not above. And when you're ready, you'll reach your right arm long. Take a moment here to enjoy that line, to stretch long, to protect your spine, find your core, find your balance. Roll ankles and wrists if they need it. Inhale, stretch as long as you can, engage your left glute. Exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch long. Let this be a bit of a flow. Enjoy the movement, enjoy what works. As you stretch long, maybe think about what inspired you this year. Something that inspired you. Was it something you did, something someone else did? Stretching long. As we work with our body, you have more space to notice things. Maybe it's something you did with your body. Maybe it's something somewhere you went. Lowering your right hand to the earth, your left toes, drop your left heel and reach that left arm up. Coming into gate pose. Reach your left arm over that left ear, root the outer edge of the left foot, create space and breath. Noticing even here what feels good. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Bend your elbow, drop your left hand into your right hip crease and roll open gaze up. Let your heart shine. Letting your heart take in what was good this year. Maybe even what's good today in this moment. My yoga room is warm this morning, and that is good because I remembered to turn the heat on. And that's lovely. And what else is good? What people in your life are good? What's working? Not so much what we need to improve, but what is good for today, for right now. Reaching that left arm up to the sky, coming back to tabletop. Enjoy another cat-cow here, releasing your spine. And we're going to curl our toes and lift up to downward dog. And pause here. Take a moment. Let things settle. I like to think of New Year's Eve day as that, of the take a moment day. A moment to end well, a moment to notice, to recalibrate. Then you can get into the celebration or even just the reflections about change. But taking that moment of pause, potentially bend both knees and straight both knees, reach your hips up to the sky, waggle them, lower your forehead towards the floor. Enjoy the amazing stretch. Gifting yourself time to feel good. Maybe what you did well is come to yoga. A lot of you come to yoga regularly, have been on a retreat. How did you invest in yourself this year? What worked and what felt good? We always notice what we're going to do differently next year, but honor what you did and what helped. Learning from that, carrying forth that wisdom.
tucking it behind your heart. We're gonna ground into the right foot and raise your left leg. Come to three-legged dog, bend your knees, stack your hips, and enjoy deeply the stretch in the hips. Roll the ankle in both directions. Your arms and bottom leg are fully engaged. You might even notice a little shaking. You can bend and straight your right leg a little bit, roll the ankle, let it be dynamic, a little moving. Re-square your hips, extend your back heel. Big breath in, growing long. Exhale gently, bring your foot between your hands. We're going to come into a low lunge. And gift yourself a little bit of time here. Plant your hands on your left thigh, but not sinking into it. Be really kind to your back knee. Some of you might want to use blocks here. And take a moment to arrive. Noticing here what feels good. Let your heart shine forward. You can either bring your hands to your hips or up to the sky. Take a moment and notice what feels more expansive to you, more open, where maybe you have more wisdom. Potentially close eyes here. You might feel a little unsteady. See if you can find your balance and your center. Lower your right hand if your hands are up. If your hands are on your waist, you can just raise your left hand and tip gently to the right. You'll notice a smidge of stretch in the right hip flexor, creating space, trying not to resist. Breathe, pour it into your chest. Allow yourself to consider that good stuff, even with the stretch and the work. Reaching your arms back up to the sky, lower hands to the floor. You'll straighten your front knee, lift up your left toes, and hinge over the left straight leg. Lots of energy will shift in the back of the left leg. Point your toe, flex your ankle. You can let yourself rock a little bit here. Let it feel good. See if you can allow the movement and the energy shifts. We like to control everything in medicine, so see if you can not control here and simply be in your body, dropping in, noticing what feels good. As you rock, see if you can invite those questions. What surprised you this year? It's a very expansive question. It can allow you to see some of the positives, but it's not just a Pollyanna question. You can see what you loved, what brought fun feelings, what kinds of things you don't expect. Lower your front foot, bend that front knee. Let yourself fold far forward into a low lunge once again. Undo the right hip flexor. Curl your back toe. You're going to lift up to a high lunge for a moment. Drop your right heel to the earth and cartwheel up to warrior two. Pause here, gaze over that front middle finger, your drishti, where you're headed. And before you head there, taking today to notice who you are, who you've become this year. Flipping that front palm up, tip backwards into graceful warrior. Letting the front rib cage stretch. Letting that wisdom of who you are, who you've become, what you learned, what you loved, all of that to pour into this open front side body. Cartwheel back to warrior two. Straight your front knee, bring your right hip back and lean forward, coming into Trikonasana. You can use a block or not. Plant your left hand will be by your left calf and your right arm will reach up to the sky. Draw your right shoulder back, right fingers reach to the sky. Enjoy it. You're going to bring your right hand to your right hip, bend your left knee. We're going to come into half moon, and if you don't like half moon or it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Bend that front knee. You're going to plant your left hand on the block or the floor and raise your right leg. And your left knee can be straight or bent. If you wish, you'll raise your right arm. Rolling fingers, letting go of any grip. Notice how it feels. Bring your right hand to your hip, lower your right foot. Come back to Trikonasana or triangle. Reach your right arm to the sky and notice how you land. You might need to readjust here. See if you can't straighten both legs, both hands. Rise up. Pause here. Take a moment. Let yourself settle. Notice how it feels. Bend that front knee. Come back to warrior two. Gaze is over that front middle finger. Tip back into graceful warrior once again, opening up space for a moment, noticing how it feels this time, maybe a little bit different. Cartwheel back to warrior two, over into side angle for just a moment. Let it flow and back up to warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. You're going to turn your toes to face the front of the mat. Lower hands come into pyramid pose and decide how long you want your pyramid. Some people like a long pyramid, some people like a short pyramid. You choose the pyramid that feels good to you today. And here, notice energy in the back of the legs. There's a tightness and a resistance to it. What can you learn from that tightness? Maybe reflecting on some of those questions again. What did you do well? Maybe that's what the tightness is around. What went well? We have a resistance to noticing what went well when a lot of things did not go well. But noticing those pockets, the pockets of positive, the pockets of surprise, delight, inspiration, the spaces where you felt alive. See if you can allow that energy to move. And notice if for you, bending the knee and straightening it or shifting your weight feels good. Do what feels good to you. Maybe bending your elbows. Well, bend the front knee, walk your hands forward a little bit, blocks if you have them. Raise your right leg up to hip height, coming into that half splits. Some of you may have access to come even lower. If you want to do that, you can. Just do what feels good. Once again, that balanced spot, engaging with kindness without judgment. Press your heel into the back wall, roll your ankle. Huge breath in. Gently bend your right knee, bring it alongside the left, and you'll sink in to chair pose. Bring your hands to heart, staying in the balls of your feet, sinking your hips down and back. If you wish, reach your arms forward and long. Enjoy the stretch and the sink and things waking up. Lower hands, shoot your hips up to the sky. Release your head and neck, shaking yes and no. Lifting up all 10 toes, lower them down. Grasp your elbows and enjoy a sway here. Your knees can be deeply bent or barely bent. You choose what feels good to you. And when you're ready, release your hands and unroll up to stand. Take your time so that you're doing it when it feels good to you. And simply take a moment here, letting things readjust and recalibrate. Kind of this moment in time. Opening eyes, letting the light in, noticing where you are, letting this be an invitation of ending well. Notice where you are, how far you've come, where things are today. Not in a what do I want to accomplish, which is the exciting part. We always want to move right to that, but taking stock. Root into the left foot, lift up your 5 toes, send them down like roots. We're going to come into tree pose. You can bring your hands to your hips or to heart. You decide what feels good to you. Kickstand the right foot and you'll slide it up to your calf and reach your arms up, coming right into tree. Noticing that the trees are here year in and year out. They get another circle every year. Any wisdom from the trees at year end? Draw your right knee back a little bit, engage your glutes. Inhale, grow tall, reach towards the sun. Reaching your arms out to the side. Keep your balance here if you can. And reaching the arms up to the sky once again. Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers reach to the sky into a steeple. Let your hands drip down to heart center. Draw your knee forward and shake it out. Be kind. And we will come to the right tree trunk, lifting up all 5 toes. Send them down like roots, one at a time. Kickstand your left foot. Pause here. When you're ready, slide your foot up to your calf. Balance here. And when you're ready, reach your arms to the sky. Grow tall, beautiful. The most beautiful tree, maybe even a winter tree without leaves. Just taking stock, not waiting for summer and all the ways it's going to look better in the summer, but ending well, ending the year with grace, proud, honoring who you are. Bring your hands back to heart center. Bring your knee forward and just shake it out. Come to the top of the mat and you'll reach your arms out and up. Bringing your hands together, hinge forward at your waist, come into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Your rear end will stick out. Exhale, plant your hands. And we'll step back to downward dog and pause here for a moment, simply to enjoy it. Enjoy whatever part of the dog feels good to you. Waggle your hips, maybe lift up on your tippy toes. Let yourself play with it and notice what you love about it. What's your relationship to down dog today? Not needing anything to improve. Just let it feel delightful and amazing. And notice what your body craves, listening to it. Letting yoga be a collaboration between mind and body. And letting today be a collaboration between last year and next year. Ending well so you can begin well, rooted and grounded. Plant into the left foot, raise your right leg. Bend your knees, stack your hips, come in, roll the ankle, enjoy it. Let it be really delightful and delicious. Re-square your hips, send your heel all the way back to the back wall. Huge breath in, bend your knee and bring your foot forward. Come into the low lunge here and take a minute to get yourself comfortable, taking really good care. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Let this low lunge feel really good before you get into your final spot. Take good care with your back knee. If it feels good, raise your arms to the sky. Enjoy your hip flexors. You can thank them for all the work they have offered in the last year. All the times they helped you sit up to do all your work. And offering them some spaciousness, some breath. It's a gift of blood flow. Lowering your left hand by your left thigh, you'll reach over a smidge and enjoy this little bit of extra stretch here. Bringing both arms back up. Enjoy another moment here. No rush to move on. Noticing your front right knee, seeing if it's flapping medially. Make sure it's right in line with your toes and your ankle. Sink in a little bit more and breathe into it with kindness. If something hurts, adjust it. Lower hands down to the floor, and you will straight your right leg, lift up onto the right heel. The sole of the foot's going to reach forward and fold forward. Flat back. Let that energy shift. Noticing the tightness, inviting things to move. And take an exploration of the back of that right leg. What is held there? When it stretches, you can feel a lot is held there. It's a metaphor, thinking about what you're holding on to today with kindness. And maybe you're also holding on to a lot of good things. They're probably not clogged up in this leg, but maybe. Letting both be. Breathe, allow the energy to move and shift. It's like an exploration with a headlamp in there. You might tack one hip back and the other forward and just enjoy a little bit of shift here. Notice how it feels. Release your head. Notice if you're holding any tension. Walk your hand forward, and you're going to come to lift up into that high lunge for a moment. Pause here. Drop your right heel and left heel, sorry. And you're going to cartwheel open into warrior two on this side. Take a moment when you arrive. Set yourself up. If anything hurts, notice it. Notice your front right knee. Is it coming medially? Draw it out. Engage your right glute. Gaze is over the right middle finger, your drishti, where you're headed. And thinking today about what you want to know and who you want to be as you head that way. Settling into who you are today before you move forward. Flip your front palm up and cartwheel back into graceful warrior. Opening up your front rib cage, stretching, enjoying, letting it feel amazing. Once again, maybe here making room for the what inspired you, what surprised you question. Closing eyes, letting light things pop in. Maybe there was just a tiny little moment of a beautiful moon or a laughter or something someone said that delighted you. Cartwheel back to warrior two. Straight that front knee. Shoot your right hand forward and come into Trikonasana. All limbs straight if possible. Use a block if you need it. Take a moment here and notice what might not be straight and see if you can adjust it to make it straight. Noticing and appreciating the triangles you have created. Enjoy the energy in the back of the right leg. Engage your right glute. Root your left foot into the earth. Engage that left thigh, left leg. You're going to bring your hand to your hip. Bend that front knee. Hop the back foot forward. We're going to lift up into half moon here and do what you need to come up and balance to the degree that you can. Rolling your ankle, and be kind. You will notice I'm not doing the pose correctly today because I hurt my right foot and apparently I can't. And that's okay. Doing it without judgment and modifying. It's a great practice. When we're injured, we're a little more kind to ourselves. And how can you do that in your life? Just notice who you are, where you are today, and work with that. Lower the back foot, bend your knee, come back to Trikonasana, reach that left hand to the sky, everything straight. Let it feel good. Cartwheel back up. Bend back to warrior two, gaze over the right middle finger, tip back to graceful warrior. Flow forward into side angle, opening up any tightness in the back. Come back to warrior two. Plant your hands on the earth, turn your back toes forward, come into pyramid pose here. Soften, let the energy shift in the back of your leg. And breathe. Noticing the tightness here, changing your relationship with it. Creating space. The back of your leg might feel like the whole year it was heavy and tight. And yet there are pockets of the surprise and what inspired you, what surprised you, what you loved, what touched your heart, what you did well. Inviting any of those questions. Maybe even the one that's easiest. Don't force the hardest one. There isn't some place you're supposed to get to. It's just an exploration. Just like the back of that right leg, shifting your weight, being playful with it. Tack a hip back or forward. And when you're ready, if it feels good, you'll walk your hands forward, bend that knee a little bit, and raise the left leg to the sky, coming into the half splits. Let your head and neck relax, not gripping. Send some kindness to the right outer hip to support you here. Roll your ankle. Lower the left leg alongside the right. Sink back into chair pose. Hips coming back. Hands at heart, probably. If you want to reach them forward, feel free. Lower hands, shoot your hips up, come into that forward fold. Plant your left hand on the earth, bend your left knee, straight your right, twist rightward, and enjoy your right IT band. Switch sides with kindness. Rolling wrists. Come back to the forward fold. I'm going to have you bend your knees and come to hands and knees. Sink back directly to child's pose here. Bring your hands forward and enjoy a moment on your mat face down. Just noticing where you are in this moment. Anything from the year you'd like to remember that inspired you, surprised you, touched your heart, that you did well, that you loved. Noticing the high points because we don't want to miss them. Just appreciating them amidst all the other. Maybe it was all a high point. Awesome. Notice them anyway. It's never all or none. Walk your hands to the left. Right hand will be atop the left hand. Root your right hip back. Walk your hands to the right. Switch sides. Stretch. Come back to center. We're going to lift up to hands and knees and take a moment to just bang your feet out, letting anything go, releasing, pounding the tops of your feet into the earth, really enjoying it, a little bit temper tantrum-like. Leaving whatever here you'd like to let go of. A bit of that somatic work we often do, banging, shaking, enjoying, and come to stillness when that feels good. Sweep your feet around and long in front, and we're going to unroll to lie down. Your arms will start parallel to your legs. Your ankles are flexed, toes are engaged. Use your belly here to support you and transition well to the floor. It's a little bit like transitioning well to a new year as you arrive. And when you arrive, get comfortable. You might want legs bent, you might want legs straight. You might want to be knock-kneed. Let yourself decide what feels good here. And breathe. Allow yourself a moment to settle in and to notice here what feels good. Bring your arms overhead into a cactus shape and bend your knees. Come into knock knees if you're not there already. Drop your knees to the right. Stretch your left knee towards the front right corner of the mat. Let your hip open up and release. Let go. Maybe an invitation to release and soften whatever you've been holding on to, that you've loosened up in yoga that you'd like to let float away. Maybe it's the resistance, frustration. Bring your knees back together. Walk a little, waggle a little, and drop the other way. Right knee will reach towards the front left corner of the mat. Breathe. Come back to center. Your feet will be in line with your hips. Have a rock, untangle everything. You're going to bring your knees into your chest, squeezing tight, and rock massage your sacrum. Go all the way to one edge or the other. When that feels complete, come back to center. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Bring your knees to 90 degrees, shins parallel to the sky. Raise your right leg to the sky and raise your left leg to the sky. Press your heels into the sky. Flex your ankles and toes. Lots of energy shifts. Point your toes to the sky. Flex your ankles. Press your heels all the way into the sky once again. Release. And you're going to bring your hands to the floor on either side of your hips and shake your feet like you're having a temper tantrum. Just releasing whatever you'd like to leave here today that you don't want to carry forth with you. Steady in your root, in your belly, in your spine. The good stuff that inspired you, surprised you, touched your heart, that you did well. But shaking off all the clutter and all the noise, all the judgments, lack of kindness. And you'll notice that your belly works here and your spine plants into the earth as you shake vigorously. It's not easy to shake it off, but enjoy a few last flicks as if you're having a temper tantrum and come to stillness. Press your heels to the sky with intention. Knees will be straight. Toes come towards your nose. Your belly's fully engaged. Hands are on the earth supporting you. Point your toes. Flex your ankles. Toes come towards your nose. Come back to center. Bend your right knee. Lower it to the floor. Bend your left knee and lower it towards the floor. Take your right ankle, bring it atop the left knee. Bringing arms overhead once again into a cactus shape. Drop left forward, coming into a figure four twist, opening up your waist and your hips. And breathe. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Letting things slow down a bit. Noticing the shifts that you feel. Bring your knees back to center, uncross them, and we'll come into the figure four position on the other side, but with your right foot on the earth, and you'll drop to the right, coming into that figure four twist and the waist. Let yourself just enjoy it. Noticing that you are twisted like a pretzel, and yet there's lots of movement and space. All at the same time. And notice how helpful the breath is. Ending well by breathing well. by choosing how you want to move out of this year and into the next year. Choosing what you'd like to leave, what you'd like to celebrate, and choosing to honor who you are, getting to know her, celebrating her, what surprises her, what inspires her, what touches her heart, what feels good, what she loves. Something we rarely take time to consider. What is your superpower? Love that question, so fun. Coming back to center, uncrossing your feet. Potentially doing a windshield wiper to undo your back a little bit if you're feeling any kinks. And when you're ready, come into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining butterfly. Soles of the feet together gently, knees fall apart. You'll bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly. If you want to put blocks under your knees, you can. If you think you might want to stay here for Shavasana, I definitely would. Bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly. Taking another moment here to reflect. Reflecting on what went well, what you did well. Allowing whatever pops into your mind to be there and be seen. Noticing what's good, what's working as you move forward. The strengths-based improvement that we do not practice in medicine. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees and draw your knees together unless you want to stay here for Shavasana. Come to the soles of your feet and you'll stretch your legs long, letting your toes fall to the outer edge of the mat. Open your palms up to the sky, about 6 inches from your waist, and landing in Shavasana, the last Shavasana of the year for most of you. Remembering that Shavasana is the integration phase. And gifting yourself this day, the last day of the year, as a day of integration, integrating what has come before, so that when you move towards what's next, you're moving forward whole and intentional, knowing who you are, what you love, what inspires you, what kinds of things touch your heart, excite you, make you feel alive. Taking a few moments here on your mat at the end of this class, at the end of this year, to simply integrate and enjoy. Feel free to stay as long as you wish. It's the perfect day to enjoy a longer Shavasana. If you're ready to come out, gently deepen your breath. Slowly, no rush. Start to wiggle fingers and toes one at a time. And when you're ready, stretch.
Enjoy a stretch that feels delicious and delightful, perhaps a final full body stretch. Let it be the best one of the whole year, the most nourishing, delightful, and enjoyable. Noticing how well you do these stretches and how amazing they feel. And when you are ready, make your way up to a comfortable seat where we begin, bringing hands to heart when you arrive, closing eyes, dropping back into that Shavasana state, that super soft, integrating, marinating state. Taking a moment to thank yourself for all that transpired this year, all of the things that went well and you did well. Taking a moment to honor all that inspired you, surprised you, touched your heart. Taking a moment to honor those things that you remember and notice that you love, that make you uniquely you. And set an intention to specifically end the year well. Not dismissing all that wasn't well, but deciding and choosing to end well so you can begin well. Beginning from a place of strength, remembering who you are, what you love, what you're good at, what works, carrying all of that with you. May you all have an amazing last day of 2025, and may you all enjoy a moment of pause and presence with yourself and loved ones, and maybe even nature today. Remembering to honor where you are before you move ahead. The light and love in me reflects and honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste.